Okay, so I am in my Quest 2 home area here. I was just yeah, that's my avatar over there, which has kind of weird moving joints. But anyway, hello. Um, I wanted to do just a fairly short video about Patchworld. Now I'm just getting started with Patchworld, so I have a lot to learn still, but I'm going to go through it kind of quickly. Now, the idea of Patchworld is you can get all sorts of musical and visual gizmos and link them up and sequence them and play sounds and have the sounds trigger visuals and all sorts of cool stuff if you're kind of creative and whatever. And there's a bunch of stuff you can do if you don't know anything about how the connections all work, like these fluid echoes, and these are places you can go to just hit on things and make noises. But what's really fun is when you get into building your own worlds and building your own sounds and instruments and things like that. And I'm just at the beginning of that, but I can show you what I've done so far. And to do that, I'm going to go to the hub here. This is where you can go to different worlds that other users have been created. There's tutorials and things like that. And there's also your own page where you'll have any worlds that you've created. And as soon as this loads, I'm going to go into my test world 2, which I'm still kind of working on, but I have some fun stuff in there. So it's going to load that now. And here we are. So I'm going to look around briefly. There's some weird firefly kind of zoomy things around and, starry sky and big rotating wheel and all sorts of fun things. And then these are musical gizmos down here for the most part. Up here is a big mirror. That's me. That's my avatar. Hello. So that's just for fun. So basically, as far as the musical items here, each of these bubbles is a sound. And each of these devices that these bubbles are linked up to is a sequencer. And you can set these up to be any length you want. You can drag patches to all sorts of different sounds. You set that all up manually. I'll show you how that works in a minute. Over here, this is a bass sequencer, bass synthesizer with built-in sequencer. So you can have fun with that. This is a visual generator, and that's what's creating these flying specks or whatever they are around here. This thing up here is called a bopper, and you can load sounds into it and then play it in real time. I'll show you how that works. And then below it here is a synthesizer that you can play in real time. And you can change all the notes. You can change the parameters, like the whether it's got glide between notes and things like that. So a lot you can do. But let me just show you how these things sound. I'll start off. These are two different lengths of sequences. So the main one will play, and the second one will sync with it, but it'll kind of change how it syncs because it's a different length of loop, if you like. So here's the main one. And then I'll fire off the second one. Start the bass. I can change. stuff that is less fun to just play with, I guess, but more fun in terms of what you can do. So and I'm just going to step back for a minute. By the way, all of these things that I'm loading come from the library, and if I push the menu button here, you'll see what the library looks like. Has just tons of devices, sounds, all sorts of different sounds, visual things that you can load in. And then if you signed up for the beta, you get all of these individual blocks, and there's just hundreds of them. And that's where you kind of really start having fun. So I'm going to hide that there. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to go into the world, and I'm going to show hidden items. And all that means is, I probably should have pointed this out before, but over here, for example, we had the spinning wheel. I'm not very good at this traveling yet, but and it's connected up to this thing that's spinning here. You don't see that in regular view because it's hidden, but right now you can see it. And this is actually two pieces. Here at the front, let me just go around like this. This part is a rotor, and it basically sends a little command at whatever interval you want. Excuse me, no, it doesn't. It sends a command when you click it or whatever to rotate whatever it's linked to by a certain amount of degrees. And you can change those settings by using your controller here. And then this thing, which is attached to it, I can disconnect it if I want to. This is a, what is this? This is a clock. Okay. And you can set it, basically it sends little triggers. And you tell it how often, how many milliseconds for each trigger, and then you connect it up to something else like a rotor, and it basically sends a signal saying, every X milliseconds, rotate this item by however many degrees you put into the rotor. So it's that kind of thing that's really sort of fun. Other things that I have that you don't see most of the time, this is an anchor here. And it basically is kind of like a camera anchor point. So you set it up and have it pointing however you want. If you notice, this is kind of like where we started out when this world first loaded. That is linked up to a wireless in jolt. And basically you can then send signals to that to take you to the anchor, basically, is what happens. So there's an unload, which means that when this world loads, it brings you to this anchor point. If I go down here, I have a button, which is also linked to an unload. This is a wireless out. So basically the wireless out has the same name as the wireless in. So when you click on the button, it knows which anchor you're going to. So if I click this button now, it just brings me straight up here. And you can sort of control things like speed of, travel and things like that. So those are the kind of fun behind the scene things that you can get going. This big wheel, the cog gear, that I imported as a GLB file. Very easy to do, and it was a free download from some website or other. I'm sure there's a million of them out there. Same with the skeleton there, and you can sort of scale them and angle them and put them wherever you want. So you can have all sorts of fun with this type of thing. So that's my quick overview of what I've been doing in Patchworld. Hope you like it, and see you soon.